And so what I like you to do is when I say go, I want you to squeeze as hard as you can and hold it for about 3 seconds. I'll tell you when to stop. So when I say stop, just relax, alright? But don't let go. Alright, ready? Go. Harder, 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 harder. Relax. Okay. Again. Ready? Go. Harder, 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 harder. Stop. Okay. Last one. Right hand. Ready? Go. Harder, 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 harder. Stop. Alright, well done.
Because you really have to hold them by yourself.
Harder, 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 harder,
Well, 2 times 12 last week.
Relax. Last one. Ready? Go. Harder, 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 harder. Relax.
What is good, people of YouTube? It is another lovely day in Melbourne. Before I begin, I do have to apologise for the severe lack of videoing and lack of videos for the last couple of weeks. I don't really I have some excuses, but basically in regards to the gym is always packed, so it's very hard for me to bring a tripod in and film myself because I have no one here who comes to the gym with me, so no one to film. So that aspect of the videos is a bit compromised. However, it will certainly pick up soon, especially when I'm back home, as all my friends are there, etc. If you are a follower of my Facebook or Instagram posts, you would obviously be up to date with all the news. I post on Instagram on a daily basis, I suppose. So there's quite a lot of news to catch up on, but basically today I'm day 50 of a prospective day 100's duration, and I'm just walking to the hospital now to get some blood tests once again, and then I have another meeting with the registrar to just discuss what's going on. But the big news was that on day 30, so 20 days ago, I had a different type of blood test. It was called a chimerism test, which I may not get the full scientific detailing of this correct, but basically just a blood test which has some sort of chemical or whatever in it, and it takes about 2 weeks for it to come back with the result. So what the test does is it tests how much of the blood in that sample of that test comes from, or what percentage or ratio of blood came from my old marrow, which I needed to get rid of, and the donor marrow. So they gave it a month to grow, I suppose, and produce cells. And yeah, so basically it's testing out the ratio of donor blood cells to my old my own old bone marrow, and the higher the percentage on that test is the better. So 100% is the best outcome. And what did I get? Well, I wouldn't kind of accept anything lower than 100%, so I got 100%. And yeah, so that was a very good thing to hear. It basically just means that my new donor marrow is producing cells really well, and that my Supposedly my old marrow is either completely gone or is in the process of going away due to my new marrow killing off the leukemia cells and also the old marrow cells, kind of like an immune system response. That's basically the big news at the moment. Gym's going really well. The guys at Doherty's Gym have hooked me up with a free membership for the duration of my stay, so I'm very thankful for that. Very hospitable, those guys, so big shout out to Jay, the manager, and of course Tony Doherty, who I've seen a couple of times there as well. But yeah, the only thing we're looking at for now is the cyclosporin levels, which if you're not aware of that, it's basically the amount of immunosuppressants I'm on right now. So towards the end of the 100 days, they will start to wean me off those, so I don't have to be dependent on immunosuppressants for my whole life. So that's why we're staying here for potentially 100 days, but hopefully I don't have to stay that long because I'm doing much better than any patient I've ever seen. And also, basically every single doctor or nurse I've spoken with said that I'm the best looking, like my well-being is the best looking patient. They say that how my well-being is right now is probably the best way they've seen a patient be ever. And I had physio on Monday because I'm doing a clinical study for the hospital. And if you watched my previous videos, when I first came to Melbourne for that 3-day workup period, I had physio then also. So what I did on Monday was the beep test, grip strength test, and also like a leg extension, leg strength test. And to put it into perspective, there's a patient who had their transplant like a week after mine, so they're a bit behind in the days, but what their result was on the beep test was 7, and by the end of the run, or by the end of the test itself, I was running at well, if none of you know what the beep test is, it's just like running between 2 cones, which just gets faster and faster and faster. And she got to 7 and I got to 13, so by the end of it I was running very fast, and the reason I stopped is because I was out of breath. But yeah, so even the people at the physio said that I was the best patient they've ever seen in regards to their fitness. That could just be something to kind of positively urge me on, but regardless, it was nice to hear, and I don't think I would argue with them with that point. So yeah, I might check in with you later on today, but I'm just at the hospital now, so I will get this blood test done, and then I will see you all later on.